clean pulls. The goal with power snatches is to do 90. If 90 feels really good, then I'll do 100. For overhead press, there's not a specific number I want to get to. If I got to 100 as well, that'd be really cool. If I didn't, it's not the end of the world. It's just overhead press. And for push press, I conservatively will set the minimum at like 110. If 110 feels good, which I assume that it will, then 120. If 120 feels good, then maybe a little bit more. It is cold, so I don't know how well the numbers will move today. Then clean pulls most likely will be, I'm tentatively just throwing a number out there, but about 180, and to do that for probably doubles. Maybe a little bit more. Now that I'm kind of talking myself into it, it might be between 190 and most likely between 190 and 200 for about three doubles in the clean pulls, just to get some maximal pulling strength without losing that hip position that I'll have in the clean. Obviously, I'm not cleaning 200, but I can kind of maintain my hips and use my legs well enough to have a position similar to the clean with that kind of weight. So between 190 and 200, so I'll probably end up just doing 200 with that, and then we'll see how the other lifts go. Today is kind of a low pressure day as far as the numbers that I want to do. Like the main idea is to get a little bit of pressing, to get some pulls in, and then the power snatches just to get some practice on the snatch. But if I don't do a lot of weight in the exercise, it's not the end of the world, because tomorrow is kind of the last heavy day before I peak, or of this kind of peak week that I'm doing for Saturday, where I'm gonna hopefully be pushing some pretty heavy numbers, or at least attempting to, before I kind of reset my training for this kind of next block where I go back to doing tens on the squat and all that stuff. So it's very cold out. Actually, the hardest part, strangely, of training when it's cold is actually my feet, because shoes for training are usually pretty good at letting air in, which when it's cold out is not air that you want in your shoe, which is hilarious because my feet are normally super sweaty and super hot when I do train. They still get sweaty, which coupled that with the cold air is a recipe for disaster. What's up, Miller? So I've been moving around a little bit. I haven't really warmed up, so I'm gonna move the bar a little bit. But the nice thing with powers is there's less of a need to like spend a lot of time warming up and like really stretching out. So I'm gonna hit the bar a little bit, and then I'm gonna go 50, 70, 90, and then see how that goes. And then straps for all the snatches today to make sure my hands aren't going to. I mean, just it's cold, and I don't want to do that. Good evening. And then for overhead press and clean or power or push press, won't need any straps for those, most likely. And then clean pulls, of course, since I don't want to tear my hands up. The weirdest part is this part of my hand will always get a callus that's, or like a, I would say kind of a blister, but it will always be like an annoyingly sensitive part. The rest of my hand does a good job of staying together. My thumbs are always good, because I always wear all, scrape the calluses down and whatnot. But like that callus has never agreed with me, and it's just, I don't know. It's probably there's probably some sort of genetic reason why just that specific part of one hand isn't doing, or it could just be the specific some sort of nuance with how I rotate under the snatch and stuff that just targets that part of the hand, as far as maybe the grip on that ring finger is slightly more than the other hand. I don't really know. Doesn't really matter. Um, Very good. So I kind of went over that at the beginning, but I'm going to do power snatches, power clean and overhead press, and push press, and clean pulls. So four exercises, and the weights are kind of like ideally at least a minimum for the power snatch, 90 kilos, at the most 100, and then overhead press between same thing 90 and 100, and then push press kind of a wider range, but then not really sure how I'm going to feel with that, between 110 and potentially 130, maybe even more. If it's feeling really good, I might try to push that pretty hard, but I'm not worried about if I can't. And then clean pulls, probably end up doing three doubles at 200, just to have something that's, from a pulling aspect, not too heavy, but where I can maintain the strength and still be pulling a heavy weight, especially relative to what I can clean. So we're going to start doing some snatches now, start actually moving the bar, getting my hands warmed up to be holding on to the middle. But it's like 40 degrees, so it's not impossible to train out here. But I didn't want to go to the physical gym today to do a lighter session like this because it's not really, every session's important, but some sessions are more important than others, and the weights I do on this one aren't really important. It's more so get some presses, get some pulls, and then get in, eat some chicken. The bar is very cold. Nice part, so like just touch the bar, it's super cold, and you just go over to here, let your hands warm up. If you do that enough times, then the bar itself will warm up and your hands won't just hurt. Because that's honestly the hardest part when it's cold, is your hands will recover and like warm up pretty quick, but they just kind of hurt when it's happening. And the more you go back to the heater and then to the bar, the better your hands feel and the better the bar feels, so then the less you have to go to the heater. There's also probably some acclimation that happens from just being out in the cold. And as long as you have layers on, then your blood flow won't necessarily be shooting at your organs to survive. But yeah, so now 50 kilos. So just singles with the power snatches today. And Miller, I'm glad. I can't say I'm necessarily a fan of Brazil one way or the other. I do know there's some good lifters from there, but like that you like America, like freedom. I suppose I'd have a stronger opinion about Brazil if I like soccer or something, but based on my based on me saying soccer, you probably know how much I pay attention to that sport. So non-Americans call it football. So honestly, it's just hilarious that American football is just, we've just taken over that word. We've stolen it. I would say improved it. Because football is better than soccer. But that's just my opinion. All right. Honestly, for as little as I warmed up, doesn't feel too bad. So we're kind of Gucci right now. RP, feeling Gucci. It's definitely a nice kind of training session to have after pushing hard yesterday. It's my back sore, and so it feels nice not to really, I guess, have pressure in a session like this, not have a number that I necessarily care about getting to. Just trying to move well. And that's important. If you're going to train every day, you can't have mentally taxing sessions every day. You have to have ones where, you know, you always want to try to lift well, but like, if I stopped even at 70, it's not that big of a deal, because I'm still out here moving and trying to do the lifts. And it's going to help me feel better tomorrow. Not really much technique I'm thinking about with these either. Just trying to wait until I get it to my hip and then turn over. You know, I was trying to basically move fast. So another reason sessions like this are nice is you still can think and try to move correctly, but there's more room for error. And like if I just randomly say miss this 90, it's just a power snatch, so it's not too important for lifting tomorrow. But still, even the intent of trying to be aggressive and fast is good. What's up, Alejandro? But yeah, so far so good. So we'll do this 90 here, and we might stop here. We'll see how it feels. I'm still pretty cold, physically cold out here. So the feeling that I might just chill out at this one, but if it feels really easy, we might do more. But it's kind of what I was thinking of getting up to today. Something easy and light and routine. That's honestly like the perfect weight. So I could probably do 100, but it's gonna feel heavy. And that was nicely enough like the perfect, like it's slightly difficult. I had to do it right, and I had to try on it, but it wasn't so hard that I'm like running it around and whatever. So honestly, the perfect weight. And so I'm gonna stop that one, drop back down to 70, put my wrist straps on, and honestly probably do 70 press, 90 press, and then see if I can do 100. And kind of depends, similar thing. But overhead press, like I don't really care if I miss a rep. It is like no strain. If I There's no recovery cost to it. Drink some of my decaffeinated green tea, although I already had pre-workout, which and having decaf while I train is just nice to have a warm beverage. But green tea's good. So if I was a real Chad, I would just start at this weight for my presses, but I kind of want to move, do 70 first. One day I might just randomly do that and see if I can. I probably could, but it probably feels too heavy because of, not doing a warm-up set prior. But I've been going 70 to 90 pretty frequently, so getting used to doing bigger jumps on the overhead press. Yeah, I still remember distinctly doing 90 kilos for the first time for a single, and how difficult that was. It's just kind of cool that it's like not necessarily an afterthought, like I still have to think about it, but I'm not like, oh no, what if I can't press 90 today? Like, it's truly like an 85% weight, which is kind of cool. My toes are cold though, which is annoying. I honestly got to remember that. Just wear 2 pairs of socks because shoes just let in too much air. And my feet just perspire too much. Makes it a recipe for cold toes, but I shouldn't be training too long to where it's a major problem. Alright, more green tea. I do appreciate the 3 friends that are here. 4 friends. Or no, 3. 3 friends that are watching. But we're going to do the 70 press. Easy peasy. Even like the fact that I can just do 70 now and it be the first set, it's just nice. It's cool. It's cool when you look back, and it's not like, oh, when I was 17 or 18. It's like, wow, that was a couple years ago where like some of these press weights I'm pressing or moving would be like I have to get a little hyped up for it. Now it's just like, yeah, whatever, 70. I'm just gonna do it real quick and move on to 90. It's cool to be stronger. It's good to be strong. Alright, 70 for one. So same thing, I might stop at this one if I feel any sort of like I don't feel like going up, or might jump up to 100. I like jumping to 100 as much as I can when I do these pressing days, just so I can continue to practice that weight and try to get it to be stricter and stricter, and just build the neurological tolerance and the technique that you need for heavier weights. Make 100 as easy as possible. Alright. Really good. And it's interesting too because I feel like my body hasn't really changed. I guess my muscles might be bigger, but I feel like I've gotten better at just pressing through the weight. I don't even know really how to describe it, but I think I'm keeping it over my midline better because I'm not even necessarily like having to really press it that hard. It's just like, oh yeah, I'm just gonna press it up and just kind of chill with it. Before, I felt like I had to really fight to get a weight up. It would get stuck a lot. It still does, but I don't randomly get stuck at these lighter weights. I think that's the bigger thing. Like the heavier weights, I'm obviously going to slow down or hit a sticky point or whatever, but I randomly hit it with light weights too. Alright, so just to focus in, dial in. If I move this well, I might just honestly just go to 120 and just do that, wait for a push press and stop there. We'll see though. See how good I'm feeling after this attempt. Some green tea to give me some power. Alright. 100. It's probably one of my better 100s. That was nice. Still not like 100% perfectly strict, but I'm getting better at it being more of that's the heavier rep I'm going to do on the day, or it feeling routine, which is good. I want to look at the clip of that. So I feel like I didn't struggle on that as much as I have been, which is nice. I want that to move how 90 normally moves. Yeah. Definitely feeling more, not necessarily my timing is better on the press, but I just feel more explosive off my chest when I'm pressing, which is nice. So we're gonna do push press now. I'm just gonna go to 110 and do that. Probably actually, and we'll do 110 and do at least do that weight. So we'll see how it feels. Alright, so 110 now, a push press. One day, a strict press, but that is not today. Everything about that felt good, other than nearly hit my neck. Nearly, like, I guess I cleaned it too high or whatever, but that was good. So we're gonna take the industrious rank or jump to 125. I don't even know what that word means or if I use it right, but we done used it. We can cheat with the belt as well. All right. So most likely this will be the last rep I do of push press. I mean, if it flies, then I'll try 135, but I have a feeling when we fight for my life, which is alright. We get one. We get one fight. But get this bad boy up. There we go. There we go. So gotta make it an easy power clean. So the clean wasn't actually too bad, but the push press was way too hard for me to want to go up. The right side actually came up. It was weird. Usually my left arm is like lagging a little bit, but the right side I pushed forward. But that kind of, in theory, sets me up for Thursday when I do a session similar to this, to maybe push a little bit more. So I most likely will, I mean, I could be out here. I guess it depends on the temperature. But I'll try to go to the gym if it is nice. And I don't know. Maybe it's not that important if I go to the gym on Thursday or not. But that's certainly good enough for push press today. And it's nice. It's nice. 125 is now not necessarily routine, but like the 110 to 125, that's a big jump. So I'm glad I was able to do that. But now we have some clean pulls. So I'm just gonna load 200 up there and just do 3 quick doubles and be on my way. But I suppose what does sound more fun is pulling up to a semi-maximal single Chinese style, since it is kind of a peak week. So we'll see how 200 feels. Maybe we just do singles and go up to like 260. That sounds more fun, to be honest. Either way, we'll put 200 on there and do a rep here. We'll move. All depends on how quick we'll move. I don't know why with the red and then the blue, but I gotta do the same thing on both sides. Otherwise, I'm breaking the Geneva Convention. I'm lifting in a dungeon, but we follow international law out here. Alright. Fine. We use my worst straps, the weightlifting house ones. The crappiest straps I have. They just look cool because of the red and the white, but they're straps I use by far the least because they're thin and a crappy material, but that's what you get with cheap stuff. But don't really matter what you use for pulls. I guess unless they rip, but I don't think they're that bad. It's famous last words for they rip in half. Alright, so it's 200. We're just gonna do a single here, and then we'll go up, maybe. Oh, I don't even know why I don't like these. They don't go on easy. There's just, I guess like that's better. Alright. These straps suck. I hate connected straps. Okay. But for one pull at 200, I don't know actually if I could do it without a hook grip, but I get pretty close to it. Straps suck. Never using those again. I felt like I was just double overhanding it almost. I can't imagine trying to use those for snatches. Where are the blues? Iron Reminder is the only straps you need. Best material, the best width. They're like, at least the last time I bought them, like $14. And I've only ever had to buy one additional pair. And the pair I had was fine. It just started to wear a little bit. And I was like, they're so cheap and easy to get. Like, might as well just get another pair and just have new ones. when you do get them, you do have to kind of break them in. Not that they're stiff or anything like that, but just to get them full with chalk, because they will feel a little bit slippery at first. But once you got them for training, or got them worked in with chalk, nothing beats them. Nothing beats them. I've never had a strap that's better. All right, so that was 200. I didn't really feel that good, as much as 200 should. So I'm gonna do the Chad move and just do that weight again. If it doesn't feel better with the blues, then we'll just stop. I'm not winning any awards on my clean pull today. Definitely felt better. It's amazing what real straps will do. I guess if you want to train the grip strength, you could use the Loyalty House straps. Or go up to 250. And we're actually going to stop here because I know I'll want to go up, do a lift without my shoes on, but 250 is good enough for a day where I'm going to be training heavy tomorrow, or at least want to give myself the ability to. So, last pull, and then we're going to eat some chicken. Eat some chicken. But might move a little slow, but I ain't gonna move fast. Misgrooved it a little bit off the ground, but it's alright. It didn't move bad enough for me to be really worried. With the shoes, honestly, I don't typically go above like 220 with weightlifting shoes on, so 250 is the most I've done in a couple weeks at least with actual heels on. Makes worlds of difference if I have just flat, just no shoes or whatever for pulls and deadlifts. My back and posterior chain is really strong, but 'tis all she wrote for this session. So a really easy, relatively light Tuesday session to get my body moving and grooving for tomorrow. So I actually think I pretty much had a perfect session. Like I didn't miss anything, I didn't push too heavy on anything, and feel pretty good right now, and feel like I did just enough. So we'll see how I lift tomorrow. It's hard to know until you're truly in that moment, but looking forward to it, and probably won't be live for that because I'll be at the gym, but there'll be a video of that. But thank you for stopping by and watching me do some easy training today, and I hope you all have a good night. Take care.